Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Capricorn, you are helping me finish off the week of the Dark Mirror Oracle deck. I'm not going to lie, it hasn't been an easy week. They're big, heavy cards, and you have a very a unique message, although there's a recurring message here, like that's going through the collective that has to do with maybe yours is not so much body image, but there's something here about like self-identity. And I don't know if some of you are maybe even going through an identity crisis, or you're maybe going through one of your Saturn returns, or you could be going through some type of major transition or thinking about going through a major transition because you're thinking like, who have I become in what it is that I'm doing now? Like, what am I? So this is what you've been working on. So I'm going to show you what your current energy is, and then we'll get into the future in a minute. But is this me? Is the energy that you have been working on? It's kind of a cute message that comes in with this, which is actually really funny because she looks like a Xena zombie warrior, to be honest. But in this card, this is really honestly kind of like reflecting about who you once were. Like, you know, if you were little and you had certain dreams about your life and you find yourself like working an Excel spreadsheet at a computer and just kind of like thinking, is this who I am? And it's funny, I would say Excel spreadsheet because I could see Capricorn doing things like that. But that's what actually says in the book as an example. So it's like, is this me? What I'm doing right now? Who have I become? And what was I? And who am I? Like, these are kind of big questions. So I kind of wonder too, when I was looking at your cards for like right now, I kind of wondered, I thought, I'm wondering if I'm picking up some of that resonance from that whole period of time where Pluto was in your sign. Because it's almost like you wait, like, oh yeah, something about, let me go to the book here. Something about, what is this path that I'm on? How the fuck did I end up here? Like, so, I cannot recognize myself, but I'm still me. I cannot recognize myself as I can't remember the road that led me here. How can I see the road ahead? It just talks about, and then it just goes on about, you know, what it, like, old dreams that you had, are those dreams dead? Is it time for a new dream? Like, it's a lot of self-reflection, a huge amount of self-reflection with this actual card, especially with what you've been working on. Honestly, really does feel like how did you end up where you are now? What road took you there? What path? How did I get on this path? Is it a path that I wanted at some point? Or did I just like, were there a whole bunch of detours and I just ended up here? But what was it I wanted to be? What did I want to do? So, you know what I'm saying? So I'm wondering if some of you are like on a Saturn return, if some of you are thinking of changing careers, if like, it feels like a really big energy in terms of what you've been working on. Then, what have you been healing? Perchance to dream. I feel like you got lost in something. That's what I feel like this is. I feel like you could be someone who is or has been either caught up in, you know, a career, a family, both. As soon as I held this card up, I stopped myself from saying what it typically talks about in the book for this card, because it totally, like, to have the opportunity to dream is what you've been healing. That's what I don't even want to talk about what this, it's not that. That's not the message. Your message is like, who am I? How the fuck did I end up on this path? I need to start dreaming again. I need to start imagining what the possibilities are. Right? It's almost like I'm seeing somebody who's, you know, every morning you wake up, you do this, you do that, you drop the kids or the kid off to work, to school. Maybe some of you are older now and you are dropping your kid off to work, and then you go to work, and it's almost like you just sit there and you do your thing, before you know it, oh, it's time to go, oh, pick up the kids, pick up some milk, go home to, and I almost like feel like I'm seeing you sitting at your desk at your Excel spreadsheet at some point. And just like stopping and going, and like almost like a little bit of a, what am I doing? What is this? What I wanted to do? Like, it's really, I mean, yeah. Okay, so then what is starting to blossom? You have the naked before the stars card. Again, I was trying to understand your message, like, after I pulled out the cards, but I can really feel the difference now that I'm tapping into your energy here. It's giving me really distinct messages here. This is kind of like trying to unmask yourself. It can talk about feeling really comfortable with who you are. And it's funny because it kind of talks about how, like, we change. We physically change over time. We can get chubbier. We can get thinner. We get more wrinkly. We get older. And being comfortable with that, like, right? Just being okay with how it is that you change and you age. And yeah, so you're blossoming in that. I'm seeing somebody who like let's say they started a career like 20 years ago, and you looked in the mirror on your first day of work. All right. And off you went. And then it's almost like 20 years later, you looked in the mirror just before you went off to work. You went, what the fuck am I? Like, it's like that. Your reading is so surprising because it feels so soulful. I'm not saying that the other readings did not this week. It feels so human, right? Like, I feel like it's just really capturing this human feeling of, so it's kind of like getting comfortable with that. You know what I'm seeing? That is so funny. What was that? Where did I see that? I think it's something that has like been put through social media. And as I said that, like, it's almost like you showed the first day of work and how you looked. And then maybe the last day of work or decades later or something, there was this thing going around a few years ago. Okay, it could be wrong on the specifics. It was a teacher. I'm feeling like it was a high school teacher, like a high school science teacher or something like that. And he wore the same outfit every year for picture day. And so you just see like how he changes, and it's always the same outfit for like 30 years. with the same khaki brown like sweater outfit. I think that's what it was like. And it's almost like looking at that first image and then going all the way to the last image and like, what happened? What happened between here and there? And then looking at, and there is where you are now, and asking yourself, like, is this me? Is this me? Because that, I remember myself as that. Isn't that funny? Like, we often remember ourselves at a younger age or, So, okay, so you're trying to get comfortable with who you are or how you've aged. I really feel like there's some type of reflection going on here. And you're trying to dream again. Imagine the possibilities. Something's changed you. And I mean that things change many of us, but there's something really significant in your reading in terms of, it almost feels like you've taken on an identity that was attached to something else. And then you're trying to find yourself again. You're trying to find yourself again. And, like, as I said, that it could be, we form identities around our careers. We form an identity as a parent too. So, and those are both things that, God willing, can both last quite a long time. Right? I mean, still be a parent into your old age, but it's a very different dynamic, no? And at some point that dynamic can change where, the adult child might be actually helping and looking after you. So that might even be something that some of you are going through. It's like, whoa, who is this me? Am I the one that needs help now? Is that what's going on here? Okay, that's the energy right now for you. The energy in the future, right? I asked currently, what have you been working on? What have you been healing? And what is starting to blossom? In the future, I'm going to ask, I am asking, what will you finish healing? No, what will you finish working on? What will be healed? And what will be ready to harvest? I can tell that you, by also what's healed and what you'll finish working on, is you're going to find yourself. And at some point, it could even be now, that you're going to realize that you shut off somehow. It was easier to shut off than to feel things. Okay, so what in the future will you finish working on? Hiding your true self. Right? Like, isn't that funny how these combine? What have you been working on right now, currently? Is this me? And what will you finish working on in the future? Hiding your true self. You found yourself. You're in the process of finding yourself again. I don't know where you went or what you became, but you're finding yourself again. I feel like it might be career. Well, it could, I don't know. Honestly, it feels like it could be something like it's career or maybe like a parent. It's a strong archetype that would encompass most of your life. And so you start to kind of become that. And I don't know why at this point, I don't know, maybe some of you are retired, maybe some of you, your kids have gone out of the house. This could even be like, you could even be a lot younger. Hey, to my younger crowd, you could be finishing university. You could be out on your own. And you're like, oh my God, okay, is this me? Is this me now? Am I supposed to be an adult? Because I don't feel like an adult. They're releasing me to the world. I don't really feel ready for that, but okay. So, okay, now it's time to dream. Now I can dream, especially like, right? Like if you've been studying a lot for many years, it's like, okay, now it's time to dream. Like you're coming out of a major shift here. And however that resonates for you. And you are going to figure out who you are. You are like this hiding your true self. You have hid yourself here. There's something that you've had to pack down in a bag. It's almost like a part of yourself that you didn't even realize every morning you were taking a little bit of yourself and putting it in this backpack, putting a little bit of yourself in this backpack. And then before you knew it, there was nothing left to pick off and the backpack was full. So you zipped it up and you put it in the closet. Oh, I keep tripping over that thing. That's a silly thing. But then it's almost like the reason that you were taking all these pieces off of yourself and putting them away is over. That's how this feels to me. It's like it's over. So now what? So now, where did all those pieces go? Hon, did you see those pieces? Do you remember who I was? I don't know, dear. Can you go put the garbage out? And then it's like you've been looking in the closets thinking, where is it? Where am I? Who am I? So you're going to finish hiding your true self, because that is it, like hiding it. It's almost like you were put in a closet. There's a part of your identity here that is really you, that I don't know why you took it and you had to put it. You had to put it in a closet. And now you're coming out. Now you're coming out. You're working on bringing that out and putting the pieces back on. And maybe people are like, oh, that's odd. Why are you doing that? I didn't expect that from you. Oh, that's me. I used to do that 30 years ago. Oh, okay. Right? Like not hiding this. You're not going to be hiding this in the future. Okay, and here, what will be healed? The colorless angel. The colorless angel speaks about deciding not to feel it all so that you don't have to feel pain. So I don't know why pain. I don't know. Life is hard. Life is unfair. Life is a shit show sometimes. It really is. Okay, I could even say it reminds me a little bit of a friend that I have who works for a very large police department. And she's in the human resources element of that. And that has been hard. And she's even had to take some leave from that. And it literally is like she has had to shut off emotions. and over and over and over again, to the point where it actually made her sick. It made her sick how often she had to close off her emotions to deal with people on a very factual basis. I guess in a sense, almost become like an automaton. Because again, this will be healed. It's like you'll feel again. So, but you'll feel again. It's just like all the other pieces in the backpack. It feels like, okay, look at how her body, these two cards are saying, look at how her body is going there. I feel like this is the last piece of you in the backpack. This is the last piece of you in the backpack. You know, it could even be somebody after a really horrible, like, relationship. It could be, like, maybe you had a really difficult, horrible parent, and you've been dealing with them all your life, and that person has passed. And it's like, now you have the opportunity to figure out who you are after you've been this person shielding, protecting yourself, trying to get through it, whatever, right? Whatever. Or in a very difficult marriage. I don't know. It's just significant that suddenly you find yourself at this point. You're like, where are all those pieces to me? And who was I? Here's the interesting thing. I am seeing a puzzle. And there's many pieces that have exactly the same shape, but they have a different image on them. And the puzzle pieces represent all these little things that you've taken off of yourself over the years. And you're going to find when you go to put these pieces back, yes, they're all part of your puzzle, but some of them are going to sit in different spots than before. And you're going to like, oh yeah, I need a piece that goes like that has, and it could be a piece that's kind of like, you know, flip down, you don't see the image. Oh, that's it. So you grab it and you're looking at where it's going to go. So you automatically flip it because you can see that it's face down, and you put it in. And when you put, oh, that fits so perfectly, but that's not the image. You might want to keep it there. So right? Because nothing is ever exactly, Pluto, nothing is ever exactly the same when it's being rebuilt as after deconstruction as it was prior to the deconstruction, right? Like, it's not the same. And right? You're not hiding yourself. So if you're not hiding yourself anymore, all of these little pieces of you, you've pulled them out of this backpack and you've stuck them back on, and you have kind of decided, you know what? I think I like that piece there. That's not where I would expect to see the sun, but I'm going to put that in this picture. And then you walk over here to this area to feel again, to feel sympathy, to feel empathy, and maybe even like, because I want to say those are the two big things that my friend often has to shut off in her work, or she wouldn't get it done. She would not get it done. And then you wonder, like, what kind of work are we doing where we have to shut it off? I don't know. What system is that? That, I'll tell you what system that is. That is the engineer in the reverse. This is coming up with mechanistic solutions that do not take emotions into account. And those could be your emotions. Having to be a mechanical problem solver, or having to deal with things mechanically. That's what it is. You became an automaton in a mechanical society, and you're finding your flesh again. Oh, that's dramatic, isn't it? It is. What will you start to harvest? Are you ready? Are you ready? Forgetting, what is it? Yeah, forgetting oneself. But it's not. The message in the book for this card is not that you're starting to forget yourself. It is that you did, and you're finding you again. I see how this is so cool. It is such a cool reading. You're going to finish working on really understanding who you are, and then not hiding that anymore. And then, like, you step towards this part of yourself that had to be turned off emotionally. And you will harvest your true self. I love it. I really do feel, and I don't want to just put it onto Pluto, like, oh, this is the energy of Pluto, because I don't want to undermine or belittle what your experience was in Pluto. Don't put it all on Pluto. This is you. Like, this is you doing this. in that energy. And it's like, wow, who is this you? This is you. What have you been working on? Is this me? What is me? It's like putting those puzzle pieces together. And like, oh, is that me? Is that how the pieces of the puzzle go? The Three of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. Is this me? What you've been working on? It's the Ten of Pentacles, right? Like it's something, some type of a physical structure that involves a society or group of people. And the expectation in that. Yeah. You know what I find so fascinating about Capricorn? And again, my grandfather was a Capricorn, so I saw a lot of this in him. But I do see this in other Capricorns where, you know, you would think that Capricorns would be the ones that would want to be sitting in the bank, that would want to be sitting in the accounting office, that would want to be doing this. I want to say they're doing it because they understand the basic needs and responsibilities required in the 3D. But you give a Capricorn a chance to kind of like be a lot more wild and free and do something that is unexpected and bucks societal norms. I feel like that's real Capricorn. I really do. Maybe I'm overstepping my reach here, but yeah. I feel like there's a little bit of Xena, a zombie warrior in every one of my Capricorns. Okay. Perchance to dream. That's what you've been healing. It's like, can I dream? Can I dream about it? Oh, but you're like, I don't know. The Knight of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. You're trying. You're trying. You're trying. You are. And I would not ask any more of you than that, right? I don't think anyone should. You're trying. So all this practical stuff here. It's like, you know, you got to keep this in mind and you got to do this. And as I said, you will find Capricorn in the bank. You will find them there. You'll find them here. You'll find them in a box with a fox. But at the end of the day, yeah. I also don't feel like Capricorn is the one. Like, let's say you had a job that gave you some type of notoriety, but then you won the lottery. I can see you walking away from that job. I can see you like, no. I'm going to go do what I always wanted to do. I'm going to go live in the middle of nowhere. I'm going to go travel and see the world. Whatever, with nothing but the backpack of me on my shoulder. Yeah, perchance to dream. You're working hard on it. I don't know why specifically it's hard, but it just feels like life is so practical and it's really hard to incorporate a dream sometimes. But with the Two of Pentacles, you're trying to incorporate more than one thing here. So you're like, yeah, okay, I'm trying. Trying. Naked before the stars. This is what's starting to blossom. So you're really starting to accept yourself, for one thing. The Two of Cups, the Three of Swords, the Hanged Man, the Knight of Cups, and the Eight of Wands. Wow, what is that? That's like, that's you waking up. Naked before the stars. Feeling comfortable with who you are. So, okay, your story has something to do with like heartbreak, real heartbreak here between you and another person. The Two of Cups into the Three of Swords. And then the Hanged Man is trying to develop maybe a different perspective about yourself and life. And this is allowing your heart to move forward and to really just almost like to be free and wild. Getting comfortable with that. So there's a big internal aspect of you. Maybe some of you too. Maybe some of you are much older and maybe you're even considering like maybe getting back into the dating pool. I don't know. I feel like I'm stepping on toes sometimes when I do that. Well, people are doing a lot of spiritual work. I'm not pushing you to that either. But I'm just saying like there's something, this Naked Before the Stars is really like in all the ways that our body physically changes. And here you have a broken heart. So at some point you had something mutual with another person. And then that ends in the Three of Swords. You're trying to shift your perspective. And I want to say like be hopeful and romantic about life. And go with it. That's what's starting to blossom here. In you. In the future, what you will finish working on is hiding your true self. The Six of Wands, the King of Wands, and the Ten of Wands. Why? Why have you been such a burden? Why? There's so much red here. This whole thing is red. Maybe red is your favorite color and you never wear it. People be like, what's up with Capricorn? What's with all that red? This is a part of you that has felt like a burden. It's almost like a part of you that wasn't allowed in something. It's the piece that you, a big piece that you put in the backpack. Jimmy, tell me about the Ten of Wands. I feel like it has a lot to do with hiding yourself. The Page of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Six of Cups. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, in the future, there's someone here from your past that you run into or that you meet or maybe you want to get together with. And this person probably won't know the part of you that they're going to see. And maybe that's a bit like a big reveal for you. You hear that? That's Larry on the stairs. The corporate stairs to the basement. You okay, Larry? He came back from the groomer. Him and Lily, they did their trauma bonding. Yeah, there's something about you here that you're going to reveal in the future. When you're not hiding who you are anymore. And you know, that can be a really significant thing because it could be too, like, let's say it's parents or someone or close friends that you grew up with and you go off in life and you do things and you become a really different person. And you come back and they could look at you and be like, oh, what's up with that? Like, who are you? This is who you are. The colorless angel is going to be, is what will be healed. The Knight of Wands, the Two of Wands, and the Magician. There you are, not afraid to dream with the Two of Wands. The Knight of Wands is just feeling like really ignited and passionate. Passion is a feeling, having that, and manifesting with it. Feeling really passionate about life and dreaming and manifesting with it. That's awesome. Maybe there's even a part of you here that you've hid from other people. And maybe you won't be involved with those people. Like maybe you move out of your hometown or something like that. And you can be the person you always wanted to be. You know, this could even be somebody with like trying to, could be your sexual identity or something like that here too, right? Like depending on the town you live in, well, maybe, ooh, that's not acceptable, but this is who I really am. Because you're going to unburden yourself with the way that you have to hide yourself or that you feel you do. Forgetting oneself is what will be ready to harvest. I want to say too, that's not including yourself in the equation, is to start doing the Devil. There you are. The Devil, the Page of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, the Four of Cups, and the High Priest or the Hierophant. Oh, these, right, look at that. All of this bookend by these two very heavy, strong earth cards, earth energies. Also major arcana, they're the Devil and Taurus. Capricorn and Taurus. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you the Devil. You know you like it. You're the little devil. Okay. It's almost like a student. Like you're a student in the world of the Devil. The Devil's been doing this a long time. Walking away from that. Going with some disappointments. I want to say it's having a higher calling in life for yourself. Recognizing who you are and committing to that. Yeah? Two of Swords is at the bottom. Who are you right now? Well, you're getting there. Getting there. You are getting there. I'm going to go do the extended Capricorn. In the extended, as I'm looking, because I'm looking at the current and future energies for you here, in extended, I'm going to look at the in-between, the energy that takes you from now to the future. And in that, I'm going to ask, what is a personal challenge? What is a distraction to be aware of? And what is an area to focus on in that in-between for you? Thank you so much, Cappuccinos. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.